Hello, and welcome to Man vs. Violin, day 600. Today is my 600th consecutive day of violin practicing. I've managed to practice violin every single day for 600 days. The last month has been kind of rough. I had a little surgery a few weeks ago, so I'm just getting over starting to feel better, recuperating from surgery. But even on the day of my surgery, I woke up extra early and I practiced violin before going into the hospital for my surgery because I figured I probably wouldn't feel like practicing after the surgery, and boy was I right. So even on the day of my surgery, I still practiced violin. Why? Because that's what Paganini would do. And actually, that probably would be what Paganini would do, because Paganini, especially towards the end of his life, he often played concerts very, very sick and in a lot of pain. So Paganini would probably practice the violin on the day of his surgery. What have I been working on this last month, these last few weeks since the last video? I've been working on Suzuki book number 2, but I've also been working outside of the Suzuki book. I'm also working a little bit from a bluegrass book, and the tune that I've been working on in the bluegrass book is a little tune called "The Girl I Left Behind Me." So today I'm going to work on that, "The Girl I Left Behind Me." Let's see how that goes. Girl I Left Behind Me, a fun little tune that involves crossing over some strings, and that's kind of one of the things I've been trying to work on lately, is moving from the E string to the D string, and moving from the A string to the G string, kind of moving over strings. So going from the E string to the D string, but going over the A string, and moving from the A string to the G string, but going over the D string. So this tune kind of works on that a little bit. You might notice that this video is filmed in a different location. This is, today I'm in my undisclosed violin location, my UDL. In my undisclosed violin location, I have my Cecilio 300 violin. Usually when I do these videos, I use my primary violin, which is a Fiddler Shop symphony violin. But I still have my first violin, which, if you go back and look at my unboxing video and the first few videos I did, it was on this little guy, Cecilio 300. And quite honestly, I like this violin a lot, which is why I kept it. This video was about $100, maybe a little bit more than $100, including the case, the bow, little accessories. And I think for the money, it sounds pretty good. It is a little heavier, and by a little heavier, I mean noticeably heavier than my Fiddler Shop Symphony violin. It's a lot heavier, and it's got kind of this polyurethane coating that maybe down the road I might sand off to make the sound of the violin more less restrained. I think the polyurethane is kind of muffling the sound a little bit. But for $100, you can't beat the little Cecilio 300. And it doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, well, I sound bad, don't I? But it's got pretty good sound for a $100 violin. I'll probably be back to my regular violin location for the next video, though. So what do I have going forward? As I mentioned earlier, today is day 600. My goal is to make it to the 2-year mark, practicing the violin every day. So the 2-year mark will be coming up here in December, the early part of December, I think December 2nd or 3rd, something like that. So I'm going to see if I can make it to the 2-year mark, practicing the violin every day. I've really been trying to work on my bowing technique, my relaxation holding the bow. And I think to play any musical instrument well, one of the keys is to play relaxed. I still find that I can feel myself, I'm aware of tension still when I'm fingering the fingerboard, and I also feel tension in my shoulder and in my arm when I bow. But I'm trying to really be aware of that tension and trying to be smooth and relaxed when I play, when I bow. I'm also trying to be relaxed with my left hand when I'm holding the neck of the violin. I'm trying not to hold it too tightly, trying to be relaxed. So that's kind of those are kind of the main things I've been working on recently, is trying to be aware of making myself more relaxed when I play. And I think that really helps. That really helps make a fuller sound. I think if you're relaxed, you're not tightening up as much, and you're not choking your bow, you're not choking the strings when you play. I think it makes for a nice, fuller sound. So that's where I'm at on day 600. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next installment of Man vs. Violin. And remember, keep practicing, because that's what Paganini would do.